Yo, Kpaceguy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you my top 6 home theater mistakes that I see most often when I'm watching other YouTube channels or whenever I'm doing subscriber showcase and I see some of your home theaters. There's a common theme that I see for mistakes in your home theater. So we're here today to try to make your home theater that much better. But before we go forward, I need you guys to go in the comment section and tell me, do you like the whole background thing with the certain color? Do you guys like that? Let me know that in the comment section because I may start using it in some of my unboxings and things like that. So give me some feedback. Do you like the background kind of theme I'm doing lately? Yes or no? Leave me that down below in the comment section. All right, top 6 of mistakes that I see in home theater in no particular order, but we'll keep them numbered just to keep it organized. Starting from the bottom, number 6 is Wi-Fi speeds. A lot of people stream, and let's face it, streaming is going to be probably the normal way we consume our media if it's not already the normal way we consume media. And sometimes when we want to watch heavy types of content, it takes a lot of Wi-Fi speed. If you want to stream in 4K and if you want to utilize Dolby Atmos on your Netflix and Hulu and Paramount Plus and Disney Plus and all the other streaming services, you're going to need a fast Wi-Fi speed. One of the biggest mistakes that I've noticed is that people stream a lot, but they're not getting the best out of their streaming service, which is not good because streaming services already aren't that great when it comes to audio and maybe even video quality. But to get the best out of it, you do need the fastest Wi-Fi speeds. I personally here at my home have fiber optic Wi-Fi from AT&T, and it's incredibly fast. I can download 20 different movies and play Xbox and blah 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 with no buffering whatsoever. So get your Wi-Fi speeds up because it's only going to help your streaming performance, download performance, upload performance, and that helps your picture quality and the bandwidth it needs to have good audio as well. The next mistake on my list, which is a funny one actually, is not consulting the wife or the spouse or whoever you're living with, mom, dad, not consulting them before you kind of dive into this whole home theater thing. A lot of times when I go through my comment sections, I see a lot of people say, yeah, I bought this and bought that, but my wife is so unhappy with me, this, that, and the other. Don't get kicked out of your house now. Don't get sent to the couch. Consult your wife. A lot of times people think that you can't have things because your wife won't like it. But maybe your wife doesn't know that speakers come in a nice color that complement her decor, things like that. Maybe she thinks speakers means speakers here, speakers here, speakers in the ceiling, speakers in the wall. Well, maybe you need a sound bar. Maybe you can't have a home theater, but maybe she'll be okay with a sound bar. Maybe he will be okay, your significant other. So consult them first. Maybe you can get what you want if you put it in the right spot. Maybe you wanted to put it in the living room, but maybe she's willing to use the basement instead, right? So just consult the family, consult who you're living with, and maybe you guys can compromise on something and have a system you guys both can enjoy. A lot of times wives just think speakers everywhere just looks terrible, but she doesn't know that a nice dedicated home theater means more family time. You guys can watch movies together. The kids can have a spot to watch TV, bring friends over and cater to them, throw an event, whatever the case is. So when wives hear the word speakers, it's a red flag, but if you let them know what really is involved in this hobby, they may end up liking it themselves. So consult them, talk about it, and you may find yourself in a better situation than you thought you would be in. This next one on my list is actually a pretty common one that I see even with my friends and family friends and stuff like that, and that's off-centered seating. We all know about the sweet spot. The sweet spot is where usually the best sound comes from. Usually your sweet spot is dead in the middle of the sound system. It's in front of the screen, dead in the middle of the screen, even between all the speakers. It's the spot that gets you the best audio and video quality. But I see a lot of times where the TV is maybe off in the corner and your seating is kind of jagged because of that. Or maybe your seat's in the middle, but your TV's in the middle, but your seats are off to the left, or your favorite chair is far off to the right. That's nice, it's comfortable, it's cozy, but if you really want to get the best out of your home theater, you want to be centered. You want to have everything symmetrical. So if I was to cut your theater in half, I would have half your speakers even on this side and half your speakers even on this side, and your TV would also be cut in half evenly as well. If you can't cut your home theater in half and it be the same on each side, if it's not symmetrical, then you're off-centered. And the problem with that is that you, one, make it really hard for your calibration system to make up for that off offset, and then two, you're robbing yourself of some of that realism, that immersion that your home theater is trying to give to you, because you are off to the right or off to the left, or maybe even too close or too far back. So take a look at your seating and see if, is that the best place that I can put my couch? Is that the best place that I can put my TV? Take a look at that, and maybe you can make some adjustments. And I promise you, sometimes arranging your room differently can make a huge difference in how your sound system sounds. Now this next mistake is a really common one as well, and this is getting the wrong TV size or the wrong projector screen size, and that's either too big or too small. Most times it's too small. Not very often do you see it too big for the room or too big for how far you are away from it. It's usually the opposite, but we'll just talk about both ends of the spectrum. There's a rule of thumb, I don't remember exactly the rule, but there's a certain rule you can follow for how far you're going to sit versus the screen size. I think if you go to audioadvice.com, they have a tool where you can measure the distance of your room with their tool. It'll tell you what screen size is best and how far away to sit from it. But that stuff's really important for two reasons. One, if your screen is too small, then you're not going to have the realism that you're looking for. You're going to be forced to either sit really close to it, or you're going to be too far back from it, and it just seems so tiny. Especially if you have a really good home theater, your sound is going to be so dynamic, but your TV is going to be underwhelming. So it pulls you out of the immersion. And if you have a big screen, too big for the room, well, you're going to have a lot of eye strain. Brightness being beamed into your eyes is going to, fatigue your eyes a lot faster than they need to. Or maybe it's too high, so you're looking up and your neck is straining. So things like that can cause you problems, and it can make you not want to watch any movies or enjoy your home theater that you spent all this money on. So pay attention to screen sizes, especially this winter, this fall, when Black Friday and Christmas and Cyber Monday and things come around and TVs go on sale. People are going to be looking for new TVs and new projectors. Make sure you pay attention to your room size and try to find something that's going to be right for your room. Now, I'm going to piggyback on the screen size being too small or too big for this mistake as well. This is a really common mistake, and it's your screen actually looks really good, but your sound doesn't match your picture quality. What I mean by that is, let's say you have the best and new 4K, maybe 8K, 88-inch TV, OLED, Dolby Vision. It's just the best thing you can buy right now, but your sound doesn't match it. A lot of home theaters that I see nowadays, the sound quality is, subpar in comparison to your picture quality. So when you're watching a movie, it looks great, but it doesn't sound that great. You want to make sure when you're out there shopping, especially for Black Friday and things like that, when it's coming not too long from now, you want to make sure when you're out there looking that you save some of your budget for your TV and save some of your budget for the sound. Kind of see what you think you want, put it in your cart, see how much it costs, and then do the same comparison for TVs and projectors and stuff like that, because you want to make sure that your sound quality and your video quality match, or you're going to have a hard time enjoying your home theater the way that you would hope to enjoy it. So for me, I have one of the best projectors out here, but I also have one of the best processors out here for my home theater. I have some of the best speakers out there for my home theater. So everything kind of complements itself, so that when I'm sitting down on a long night after work and I want to watch a movie, I can just enjoy it the way that I intended to enjoy it. The TV looks good, the projector looks good, and the sound sounds good as well. So I see a lot of that happening in a lot of home theaters, especially when it comes to sound. So make sure you match your sound quality and your picture quality together for the best immersion in your room. All right, this is going to be the last mistake that I see most often. It's going to be having a lot of speakers in your room, but not enough power, not a lot of power. And I'm not talking necessarily dedicated amps. I know some people change their circuitry in their home to 20 amp circuits for more juice for their home theater. You may not need to do that just yet, but I see a lot of people who have these 7.2.4 Dolby Atmos systems, 7 speakers, 2 subs, and 4 speakers in the ceiling. Beautiful setup, great technology in your home theater, wonderful speakers, but then I see that you're not powering them with anything. You have an amplifier maybe giving them 50 watts, or you're using a receiver power when they need more. Make sure that you're paying attention to the power that you're feeding your system. If you're using a receiver, a lot of times they can handle most speakers, but some speakers are power hungry, or maybe you like to listen to it loud, and a lot of times that's when receivers start to fail. they don't give the power that you need to really truly run a full system like that efficiently, I would say. And so sometimes it's necessary to look into some external amplification. Now, if you're getting really powerful, then that's when you want to start to look into dedicated circuitry for your home theater. If you're in a home, I'm in an apartment, so I can't do that. But even with my system, sometimes I could benefit from dedicated circuitry. Sometimes my lights, when I turn the lights on, my home theater kind of breaks, trips a circuit. It happens very rarely, but there's been glimpses of times where I've needed more power. But being in an apartment, I can't. But some of you guys have homes and dedicated home theaters where you could really utilize more amps or more 20 amp circuitry in your home theater. So take a look at your system, look at the power ratings of all your equipment and say, hey, do I need external amps? Do I need more power coming out of my wall? What do I need to make my sound system not only sound better, but perform safer? All right, so take a look at that, run some cleaner power to your system, and I promise you, it'll thank you in the long run. All right, guys, that's going to do it for 6 of my mistakes that I see most common in home theater. There are still tons out there that we can address, so what I want you guys to do is get down into the comment section and leave me some more of the common mistakes that you see, or even if you're not too afraid, leave me some common mistakes that you've made along the way that you've learned from so that other people can learn from as well. Leave me some extra ones down below in the comment section. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.